If you know me, you know I like my storylines. I like it when there's a player who has a reputation. I like it when players chat in a game. I like it when one player gets a big lead and then another player does something so crazy and so wacky that it can actually beat what should be the winning strategy. Welcome, ladies and gents. We have a 1v1 game here on Baltic. And the reason I got Baltic is because I had arena bans, and then my opponent, JonSlow, who loves arena, had an open map ban. Now, he's pointing out my hypocrisy a little bit. I am on my Clown90 official account, and if you know me, my Clown90 official account is only arena. So I admit, I was on this account because I was gone for 2 weeks. I didn't want to lose like 200 elo, but I also wanted to get back in shape and play some open maps. JonSlow, I officially apologize to you and the Clown Council for not unbanning arena with this account. I apologize. How horrible of me. But what makes this even more fun is I actually had seen JonSlow in person a week ago now at the time of recording this. He was at a LAN event, NAC4, where I was casting, and there was a viewing party, and I got to have a beer with the guy and talk to him about old times, old memories, etc. And, of course, naturally, in person, we say the same things to each other as we would on the internet, and he said, I told you to unban arena because he told me in person to unban arena, which I will do on the Clown90 official account from here on out, by the way, but I didn't in this instance. So we got Baltic. So Baltic is a water map. As I'm sure you guys can see, we have this interesting little water region. I'm not sure what it's shaped like, but I love the fact it's got salmon out there. And I'm Dravidians, and he's Malians, which was random civ, and actually a pretty good matchup for random civilizations. Malians have cheap wood buildings, which is awesome on water maps. They also have a really good late game. Or they have the ability to last a long time. I don't know if their late game's the best necessarily, but anyways, Malians are certainly, let's say, in the top 7. It doesn't sound that good. Oh, how good's that civ? Oh, it's in the top 7, bro. It doesn't sound that good. But when there's 42 civilizations, it is fairly decent. And then Dravidians are probably also in that top 7. Dravidians get extra pop space, or they get 5 population space from a dock, which is helpful. Their fishing ships carry more, and they have a great water tech tree. On top of that, they get plus 200 wood when they make it to each age, which is always helpful and allows you to do some different things. But in my mind, okay, I'm up against JonSlow, who likes arena. There's a lot of different factors on this map. So I'm just thinking, let's just win water. Win water and adapt, because, you know, I hope I don't come off the wrong way when I say this. I'm sure he would admit it, though he does like to troll. I am the better player in standard settings, right? I'm just a little bit faster, a little bit more adaptable. He likes the closed maps for a reason. But I also love to cast this guy, and I know every time I play him, he's gonna do something fun. That's the beauty of JonSlow. It's like, honestly, if you're to watch 20 of my games and 20 of his games, I'm not saying I don't have some entertaining games with some comebacks and some memes here or there, but I guarantee you that a higher percentage of his games would probably bring great entertainment. So I knew that going into it, this is going to be a fun one. Here I am fishing away, and here he is fishing away as well. So what I was thinking was this. Dravidians get plus 200 wood when they arrive to feudal. I'm going to open up, and I'm going to assess the situation on water. And by that, I mean I'm going to make navy, right? I didn't know exactly where his dock was, but I figured it would be somewhere close. So this is kind of cool, by the way. In between us, we've got the little island, little swamp with the relic. That is consistent on every single Baltic generation, by the way. I think that's pretty cool. But anyways, so I'm going to open up to win water. If I see that he's on one dock, or 2 docks or 3 docks, that gives me enough information to know what he's going for. And I felt like if he goes to win water, then I'm going to beat him at that because I have faith in my abilities. And then if he doesn't go to win water, then then we're going to have to adapt from there. That was kind of the thinking. And since I get plus 200 wood, when I make it to feudal, I was personally thinking we just go land. So we get a slight edge on water, and then we go for a landing. So that's the thinking. From his perspective, I didn't really know what he'd be thinking. But again, I came out this with a certain level of logic of, it's JonSlow. He doesn't love these types of maps. He's going to do something extreme, okay? Or so I thought. You know, my thinking that I'm giving you right now, it doesn't match certain aspects of the game, and I'm realizing that now as I'm speaking. I'm going to explain what I mean by that in a second. So, here he is. You see, he's headed to gold now. He's on his berries. He's got 4 fishing ships. I am currently looking to find if he's got a second dock going up. And he says no, I say yes. We're taunting each other. It's good times. Always fun to play JonSlow. And here's where I didn't stick to the simple things. Okay, so what I should do is I should just keep my scout by this villager, because normally that's the villager that makes the second dock. If he doesn't go make a second dock, I know he's on 1 dock. If he does go make a second dock, I see it. What I'm doing is, I think way too damn much sometimes. I'm thinking, oh my god, I saw his scout here 4 minutes ago. He's going to probably go and kill my villager with his scout. I don't want to fall behind this guy, so let's send my scout all the way home. Meanwhile, his scout's all the way over here. But again, I'd seen it. And now I'm thinking, okay, well, I didn't lose my vill. I'm going to wall it in. Now, you know, let's focus on the landing. So I'm adding the barracks. I'm also adding galleys. Meanwhile, for him, guys, he's going for a blacksmith. He's going for a market. So this is a fast castle for him. Here he comes with his scout. Here I come with the villager. I've got some nice wood banked up, so I'm thinking archer range. I ventured all the way home to keep my villager protected. Now here he comes with his scout. Probably just patrolled here. And he says no. And I'm like, crap. This is not what I wanted at all. This ruins my entire strategy. So here is my best Viper impression. As you can see, not the best the first time, but I do get the quick walls down. Big moment for me because we get some hits in on his scout. But he does now know what we're going for. Okay, so he doesn't know it's going to be archers yet, but he knows it's going to be something. Now, from my position, I've played JonSlow so many times. He loves his tower defense, dude. Like, Dave and I make jokes about how in one tournament, he made like 10 towers in Feudal Age and never went Castle Age. He loves his defensive towers. So from my perspective, we just killed a fishing ship. I think he's going defensive towers because he thinks I'm going archers, right? Seems reasonable. I did not realize that he was fast castle right now. And he's such a troll, man. He says, hoo, I'm T90, I boat. He's judging me. He always does the same thing. He's like, hi, I like open maps and I make scouts and archers. He always tries to make everyone who plays maps other than Arena seem uncool. And, you know, depending on your perspective, you could definitely say that he's right on that. So now I'm letting water, and I'm like, wait a second. What's going on here? So I'm winning water. I've kept my fish alive. I'm now going to make fire galleys now. He did make the first fire galley. So again, I was thinking that maybe he had, you know, maybe he had another dock around. But now I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should make it to the next stage. Double mining camp on gold. Why not? Bringing in food. Adding a market. And here I check with my scout. We did kill 5 eco this game. We killed the villager that he left there on the dock and the 4 fishing ships. And I'm realizing now, initially I was thinking he would have towered here, which is why I didn't go there. So it looks like I was correct. And then I see he's towering the stone. So now I'm thinking, well, what I need to do is I need to make sure that I get this area of his eco with what little I can. Here he comes with a fire galley. And he's hoping to kill my fishing ships. I'm happy to slowly take down his dock. And I see him here. And I'm hoping to kill this villager as well. But guys, I mean, it's been pure dominance from our side, right? Pure dominance. We've got fishing eco. We've got land army. We forced a lot of defensive moves. We didn't lose our scout there. And he is upgrading war galley so we can fight back on water. And we're going to find that out in a second. Meanwhile, I wall the choke point. Didn't wall over here. I was actually planning on making a new dock here so I could add more fishing ships. But, you know, it's completely walled. So if he has land army, he can't damage us. He's just got nothing. He just looks like a fish out of water. He looks like an arena player who is on water. He just doesn't seem like he belongs. I'm saying this a bit harshly because he is my friend, but also because it adds to the tale here, okay? He's got 1 dock. It's barely alive at this point, and he's trying his best to stay in it. And I run away because I'm concerned that he's going to add a demo there. And I don't really have all the fire galleys yet. I'm trying to relocate my fish. Again, I'm still feeling pretty good about the situation. But since he got war galley, I just assumed he's going to try and redock. So I'm kind of checking this. I just assume he's going to come out and kill my fish. And then he's going to boom, right? So he went defensive towers. And I'm thinking, well, I'll probably add a couple town centers and take this late. Which is just so foolish of me. It's so stupid. Excuse me. So stupid. Like, the amount of times I've faced up against this guy or seen this guy play a water map, he almost always goes for transports. So anyways, I don't know that he's got a transport ship. And again, I'm just thinking I'm winning this game. Like, oh my god, I'm winning so hard. I've collected so many resources. I'm adding more fishing ships too, so my eco will be even better. And there's just no way I lose this game. There's this transport ship waiting next to his dock. For a limited time only, he can move out across on water. And our dominance continues here as we're going to have water control and we're going to upgrade our ships. And again, my plan was to have more docks, more fishing ships on the seas. So my perspective, okay, I'm dropping the second town center. I've got full water control. But what I miss is that he's transporting these villagers here. And I just never expected this. I mean, I should have maybe known. But I was focused on all the meta stuff, guys. The Hue water map stuff. The cool stuff. Or, the normal stuff. The basics. But what I wasn't prepared for was this right here. And I'm not ashamed to admit it, guys. I'm not ashamed to show you. This was insane. He drops a castle on my face. And I didn't notice right away because I was looking here. But at some point I react to this. And you can, in these instances, try and drop a tower. Usually that doesn't work. You'd have to drop it right away. Here I go with my force. Here I'm still adding more fishing ships. And then I just say, with the taunt. And now I panic. Now I panic. Because here's the deal. He's Malians. And the Gebetto is a pretty good unit. It's low HP, but it's pretty good at killing things. And I've got nothing otherwise. So here I go with my crossbowman. He does garrison this tower. Adds a siege workshop at home. But he's got a castle up my face. Now, here's the tricky thing about these situations. I don't know if you guys feel this pressure, but I especially feel this pressure as a content creator, but also like being a high-level player. I've got such a massive score lead. I've done all the right things. The fact that he's now castle dropped my face adds pressure of I shouldn't lose this game, but also if I lose this game, he's going to smack talk me endlessly about it. Or people are going to judge me a little bit, right? Because they know, like, 54 eco versus 36, having full water control, all those things are important. So I'm worried, and which is why I sent so much on stone. But I just figured I already have the lead. So the sooner I drop a castle in front of all this, the better, right? I didn't realize this at the time, but it actually was really important for us that he had to add the siege workshop at home. So we didn't even have fletching on this army, which I didn't know. But that's actually... It wasn't worth upgrading crossbow, but it was worth making the army because he had to make the siege workshop there. So anyways, I'm waiting to see what he's going to do. I've got 12 fishing ships. I mean, they're fishing all the time, bringing in so much food right now. And I've got TCs producing villagers. And I'm thinking he's going to go Mangano. I've got 2 monks, which could maybe get conversions, but they also could be killed here. So we need damage control on the walls. If he had 1 more Gebetto, that would have been 3 villagers killed. 4 villagers killed. Don't ask me how I saved all those villagers. I'm going to take credit for that, though, but a little bit lucky on my part. And I'm now thinking, all right, my castle's up, so he can't siege push my TC. This is game over. This is over now. Like, there's no way he can beat me. Because the thing about the Gebetto, too, is that it costs food and gold, so fast imp isn't an option for him. Because that's what he loves. He loves forward castle fast imp. I'm going to have more food eco than him because I've got fish everywhere. He can't go fast imp. But then I see it. Then I see the siege tower. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. Because the thing about the siege tower, guys, is that it has super high pierce armor. So it doesn't take a lot of damage from TCs or castles. And it's not so much the fact that he could hop over walls. I'm making houses for a reason because you can't hop over them. It's the fact that he can just roll into my base. And I don't know how many he has in there, but that's 8 Gebetto. So anyways, here he is. And you want to go for houses. That double palisade actually stopped him from hopping over. You could tell he... Can we appreciate this? It actually looks like the siege tower is confused. Like, watch him open up. He's like, hello? You gonna hop out? I don't know what forces that thing to open, but it's pretty funny. But I'm sweating right now. I'm really nervous. And I laugh now because this is ridiculous, but also I feel like I could breathe a little bit and realize, you know, maybe I'm okay. But I just kind of accepted that the only way I deal with the siege tower is by, you know, shooting with the town centers. So that's kind of what I'm doing, and he's just going to roll in again, and I'm like, well, crap. Now he's underneath my TC again. I still haven't taken this thing out. And then I hop into the tower here as well, and he's going to hop out of the siege tower underneath the tower. But unfortunately for him, he kind of miscontrols his units there. So he does actually lose a couple of these. And then I go, no siege tower for you. Boink! Back in the tower. But guys, like, my game plan's perfect, right? I just protect myself somehow, go up to imp, I have a castle, I make trips. So that's what I'm thinking. So I got the monk here to try and get a conversion. I was just hoping that the Gebetto would get hit by the tower when he ran away, which is kind of what happened here. So he's only got 4 Gebetto now. I know he doesn't have fish. I've been patrolling the seas, making sure of it. I've got 22 fishing ships. And I've produced more vills. And now I've clicked up to the Imperial Age. From this TC, by the way. So stupid. I always go for the safest one. I mean, either of these would have been fine. Now, I might have a lot of eco, but I'm actually kind of at the limit with certain resources. So you're going to see us both use the market a lot. I'm trying to wall here because I don't want him to get to my gold. In reality, I really need wood. And he says, yeah, you better run, kind of making a joke. I think at this point he knows he's in a really bad spot, but he's going to try one last time. Because one thing I don't have is I don't have any army at home. And guys, if I lose my castle, I can't make trebs. If I lose my castle, I am just a trebless Imperial Age player with no army. And then, you know, his Rams, they could do everything they need to do. Now, hold on, I'm going to pause. The Rams could do the job and take out my TCs. The Gebetto could kill everything. And I'm like stressed, but I'm laughing and I'm enjoying life so much. And I just said, I love playing you so much because it's just so entertaining. Now, here's the deal. This has had flags on it for a bit, okay? There's no way to know what's in there. But game sense-wise, I absolutely knew he would go for a ram push. Because I knew imp wouldn't be possible, and it would have to be rams, right? So, what I have done here, I'm going to rewind a little bit, is I'm making siege for behind my castle, because if you make siege behind your castle, you can then take out the rams. He knows this. I don't even know if he saw it, but he understands, this is what makes this guy so good, that I'm going to have that behind here. So he's looking for it. And I'm trying to hide it, and he spots it there. I'm not sure if he noticed in that runaround. He might not even be thinking about it right now. He's going to hop out, hop back in. Definitely seems like he's looking for it, right? And so I'm trying to find a little spot for this that I can sit at. I've got another one here. Meanwhile, I'm getting fletching. And here he goes. He's got enough rams. I always say 5 or 6 if you're going to go for it in Castle Age. And he's running in for the castle for a reason, guys. So here he comes with the rams. Now, fortunately for me, I'm barely going to make it to imp. And I'm just like, I don't want to bring the mangonel anywhere close to this, but I need the castle. I'm panicking. So I've got to repair. I've got to hope I take out the siege tower. Oh, by the way, he paused here. I found out later his dog's okay, but it was apparently he was worried about his dog, so that's fine. Anyways, so he's going to pop in. He's going to take my mangonel here, and he's back in the siege tower. So then I desperately hop out over here with another mangonel, and I'm trying to kill the siege tower because I know the TC fire will take out the Gebettos, but I don't have more siege in queue. So he will lose the Gebettos, but he's going to take my castle. And I'm just like, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. I need to repair this, but I also need a new castle. I'm just thinking, as long as I still have a castle, maybe I could be okay. He's trying to send the Gebettos inside of his rams. And he probably doesn't do the wisest thing here, hopping out of his rams. I think had he stayed in the rams, it would have been a whole lot better for him there. But he's going to take my castle. He's going to see the next castle. And he's going to continue in here. I still don't have an answer to it. But he does call the GG, expecting that I'm going to be able to do enough. Crazy game. I really wonder, though, if he doesn't hop his Gebettos out there at all and he keeps them all in the rams and continues to push, what happens? Because did I have a Mangonel in queue? I honestly didn't have a Mangonel in queue. I know it looks bad on paper and like the score and everything, but I seriously think I could have died to that. Thankfully for me, he does end up tapping out and calls the GG. But again, on this part of the screen, I've got 2 monks and villagers. That's it. And, I think the second castle is probably a good play for me because he had kind of spent, he spent a lot of resources with the rams and the Gebettos, but what's he have? He's got 6 Gebettos. I probably would have just pulled villagers to kill the rams, and I would have been okay with losing 20 or 30 villagers, and then I would eventually have to build up towards crossbows or something. So I do think I'm favored here, but man, it was so freaking close. And I just love him for that. Like, I should have known that with a little bit of time, he would have gone for the transport. He gave himself a shot. And I wish I could show you more games where he does this. There was a game on islands where he went for a transport ship. At one point, he had more villagers in his opponent's island than his own. JonSlow does some crazy things. So, I did say in an upload this week with a castle drop at lower elo that I was going to upload something else with a castle drop. I'll be keeping an eye out for more JonSlow games because especially when JonSlow isn't on Arena, he does the YOLO stuff, and it's pretty crazy. I know the guy lost, but like, I would never have a chance if I just lost water like he did here. The things that he did here were perfect. The Gebetto and the Siege Tower, and then timing the Rams, but also recognizing that he needed to use the Gebetto for my Mangonels was just clutch. So say what you want about the guy's speed, and say what you want about his limitations if he does prefer those closed maps, but the dude's a legend for a reason. And I collected more res there, but dang. So keep an eye out for the Siege Towers. Keep an eye out for the castle drops on the water maps, guys. Or just do it yourself if you're in JonSlow's position and end up being here. But man, like seriously, I need to look at this again. Right here, I'm at the limit. In fact, if he takes out my... I guess maybe don't take out the Siege Workshop. It's so tricky. I've got the TC Fire and the Castle Fire. But I don't have Siege on the way yet. I don't have a lot of resources. He made me sweat. He made me sweat. So let me know what you think about this. I normally will upload casts of my own games every once in a while. I've done it a lot more the last week and a half because I was gone for so long, so I kind of didn't have a backlog of content. So I hope you guys still enjoyed this. I know there's some people who might be like, nah, not really interested in seeing some of your games. But I felt like I just had to show you this one. Let me know what you think about the strat. Let me know what you think about the map. Let me know what you think about this beautiful relic. In fact, you can just describe the magnificence of this relic, okay? Don't be specific about the fact it's a relic. Just describe its magnificence. And then when people join the YouTube video, they're going to see the comments if they check the comments first and be very confused, wondering what on earth you're talking about. Be as specific as possible. It could be fun or not. Thanks for watching.